Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys, this is Vaughn Ryder, and welcome back to another episode of Well Done, my Let's Play on the VintageBeef Fan Server, and take a look at that. Take a look, isn't it beautiful? I have finished the rebuild of my towers. I still may put some roofs on it or another top layer. Not 100% sure about the very, very top, but I'm digging it. I'm digging it so far. It definitely looks a little more complicated than it was before, and to the point where it's making the rest of the other parts of the castle look really plain. Like from the front, it looks pretty cool, but when you go like on the sides now, you can tell places where I really need to step up my game. Like this just wall of boring. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I feel like I need to add some sort of detail work on the sides, but the front looks really good. It took me forever to do. It is so freaking difficult to like mirror and make symmetrical things on Minecraft. I don't know how like some of the guys do it who make just like enormously huge builds, like Nebris on Mindcrack. Like he's got that enormous, insane castle thing. I don't know how he manages to make it all mirrored, because I built that tower first, and then I rebuilt it over here, and I kept screwing it up, and I actually had like screen grabs that I was looking at, and I had a creative world where I had built it partially as well, so that I could just like load that up and see what details I'd done, and I still kept getting it wrong. I would be off by a block, or one block too far in or too far out, or whatever. So it took forever. I did it, but it took forever. So I don't know how other people do it. How do you do it? How do you guys make it so that it looks symmetrical? I had to keep like building like bridges across to make sure that it was lined up. And I know that there are probably still spots where it's wrong. But that is not all I have done. That took most of today. It should have only taken like maybe an hour or two, and it took like 4 because I had to basically redo part of it that I'd done wrong. So here is the next part that I have done. You guys have seen this tree farm many times, but I've kind of cleaned it up. I put some bricks down here, a nice little pathway around the sides here, pumpkin as I do. Filled in all of the inside with dirt. It's been, in the past, it's just been a mismatch of dirt and gravel and cobble and smooth stone and everything. So now it's all dirt, and I've planted a whole bunch of trees. I need spruce wood a lot, so I decided to go with spruce wood this time. And so that's all nicely planted and ready to go. For some reason, these 2 trees and this one over here will not grow. I've bone mealed them even and cleared space out above and took the torches down, and they just won't grow. No idea why. Maybe one of you has some information as to why that is happening. But oh, and I also did the front part here. It looks much better when there's not like a ton of trees here, but put a little detail work on the ceiling there, added a little archway with some more pumpkins, and the pumpkins kind of hidden under there. It looks pretty cool when you like back up a little bit, but of course you can't see it, so I'll have to show that off some other time. But that's all I've done here so far. I think what I'm going to do right now is I still have a lot of stories to tell about Paris and England and Minecon and stuff, so I'm going to head back over to the village, I think, and just work on one of my little houses there and talk while I work, and hopefully it won't turn into a complete derp house like I've done in the past. I'm a little tired right now. I've been really busy. It's December, and my weeks are just so busy. It's like work, 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 and then in the weekends and in the afternoons, everybody wants to party, party, party. So I've been out every day. You know, Friday I went to Disneyland, Saturday I had a party, Sunday I had like a family event, and then it's back to work, and then it just starts all over again. And so that is part of the reason why I haven't had a video out in a while. Of course, I did get my 1,000 subscriber special video up, and a lot of you guys commented on that, and I will be picking a winner for that giveaway pretty soon. I want to give it a few more days to go. Oh wow, you can see the tower all the way from over here. That's pretty epic. So I want to give that a few more days before I quite decide who I'm going to pick for that. just in case some people are behind on videos. I don't want to do it too quickly. I'm going to take a sip of water. Pardon me. I just got out of the shower to kind of help wake myself up. I don't know why, but the shower always dehydrates me. But thank you all for commenting on that video and enjoying my cats. I know I came over here the other day and we figured out that this was created by Justin TK. He is a guy on the server who is cool, and that's why it's called Texas, because apparently he lives in Texas. This is probably still not completely grown yet, but maybe by building over here. Obviously I've been spending all the time at the base over there, so that still needs work. So I can build here. This is part of the reason why I need, that's a sheep. This is part of the reason why I need all that spruce wood, because I'm really low on wood over here. But I think I want to work on the flower house, the Derp House. Because a while ago I had cooked up a bunch of pots to go in there, and so let's go there. So let's see, where did I leave off on stuff? Paris. After leaving Paris, or after Minecon was over, Good and Paz left, or I left them to go, because we just didn't, for one, I didn't know I was going to be spending, like, the entire convention hanging out with Good and Paz. Thought I'd hang out with them a little bit, but I didn't think that we would end up being, like, buddies. And if I'd known, obviously I would have, what I would have done is I would have come to England earlier, and I would have gone to Paris before Minecon, and that way I could have gone back to London when they went. But in the end it worked out, because they didn't have a lot of car space. Badge was driving them around, so it was probably better that I wasn't there to take up space in his car, because they ended up taking Ypres instead, and so it worked out. But after they left, I had a couple days to spend in Paris. I do have brown mushrooms. So I had a little hotel near the Opera Garnier. I apologize if my French is horrible, because it is horrible, because I don't speak French. But that is also known as the Phantom of the Opera House, so it's the house, it's the opera house that Gaston Leroux used in his Phantom of the Opera story, which was later adapted into a very popular musical by Andrew Lloyd Webber called Phantom of the Opera, which recently was made into a movie, which is how you probably guys know of it. But I'm a big old nerd, musical theater nerd, so that was when everybody in my youth was watching, like, I don't know, New Kids on the Block or something. I was into Phantom of the Opera. Do you think I should have, like, tables in here? Do I have any wood in here? I do not. I should have brought some wood with me. But yes, I went there. It was beautiful, and I guess I could put a picture of me on the screen right now, because I went and I took a lot of pictures, and I was, like, the part of the problem was, like, I was by myself. Did these not work? These don't work. You can't put another word in there. That's a shame. And that goes there. So, like, I've traveled the world by myself before. Like, I've been to Japan. I spent 3 weeks in Japan or not 3 weeks, 7 weeks. 7 weeks in Japan, pretty much by myself. And I had a pretty good time of it. So, I don't know why I was, like, so housebound after Minecon. Like, I did explore a lot while I was in Paris, but I didn't do nearly as much as I should have or could have. And I don't know why. I mean, some of it was a language barrier. I studied Japanese for several years, for 5 years, in high school and college. So, like, although I was not fluent in it, it was high school level, you know, Japanese. I was conversationally fluent, but I could get, you know, I could say, where is this, or where is that, or can I buy this, or how much is that, or when does this come, or, you know, I was conversationally fluent, whereas I don't speak hardly any French, and even though I studied a bunch to be able to say a few things before I went to France, like, I just, in the heat of the moment, it all just disappeared in my head. I forgot it all. So I think that was keeping me down a little bit. It made me not explore as much as I could have, and just kind of want to hibernate. And I think some of it, too, was just that I had spent so much time in the last couple days with so many people that, like, it wasn't that don't think I was overstimulated. I think I just wanted to, like, you know, like, it was like lonely. I don't know. I wanted to have people to. I'd spent so much time like showing people things and doing stuff with other people. It was just suddenly I was by myself, and it just seemed a little pointless. And everybody on like the Reddit was like posting pictures back on the computer, and part of me just wanted to like sit at home on the computer and read Reddit, you know, and not go explore the world. So that was kind of lame on my behalf, and I did do a lot of things, but like that first night when I got into my hotel in Paris, I basically just like crawled into bed at like 7 o'clock and slept until 4 a.m., and then I got up, and then I went back to sleep. So it was kind of pathetic. But I did have a good time, and I did do a lot of stuff. I just didn't do as much as I could have. I didn't ever eat anywhere really good in Paris, which is hilarious because Paris is known for apparently amazing food, and I never went anywhere that was like noteworthy. The best place I ate was frickin' Earl's Sandwich, you know, which is not Parisian cuisine at all. I mean, I did have some good food, and I did have some fun, but not to the levels that I should have. Well, you know what I need is a cactus. Cactus look really cool in these things. But, so after the Opera Garnier, I also saw, of course, the Louvre, which was one of, like, the highlights of the trip for me. I really wanted to do that. I got to see the Mona Lisa, the, Victory of Samothrace, I think is what it's called, the Venus de Milo, and lots of other really cool stuff. One of my highlights of the trip, actually, speaking of Japanese, was, I had a lot, I was even, like, afraid of, like, asking people to take my picture just because, like, you have to ask either in English or like, pantomime or something, and, excuse me, and I just wasn't, I don't know, I wasn't confident enough. Like, I did it a couple times, but I was mostly feeling, like, self-conscious about everything, and when I got to the, Venus de Milo statue, for some reason, when I got there, do pumpkins work in there? When I got there, they, oh, I have pumpkins in my inventory, that's why. The area was full of, like, Japanese tourists. For whatever reason, like, there were just tons of them. And I don't know that they were, like, on a tour together, because they were, bye-bye, person. They were, they didn't look like a group, so I don't think that it was, like, a tour, but there was just a bunch of them there, and I could tell that, I mean, I could hear Japanese, so I knew that they were Japanese just by hearing them, but I could also tell that they were Japanese because they were all walking around carrying Japanese maps. The Louvre maps, tour guides, were all in Japanese. And so I finally, like, screwed up the courage to, like, talk to one of these guys, and I was like, well, I don't know if people speak French or not, but I know, hey, there's a cactus. I know that I can speak Japanese, so I could talk to this guy and ask him to take my picture. So I went up to this poor Japanese guy, and in Japanese I said, excuse me, would you mind taking my photo for me? And the guy's face, when he realized that I was speaking Japanese, was priceless. It was pretty cool. And, of course, he very politely took it and took a nice picture, and you can probably see it on screen, either now or already, and it was cool, but pretty much, like, the only person I talked to the entire time I was there. Kind of should have made friends with the guy. Could have at least had someone to chat with for a little bit, even if it was in bad Japanese. But yeah, I really loved the Louvre. I was exhausted. I was just so tired. And, like, several times I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to quit. I'm going to go back to my hotel now. I'm so tired. And I didn't. I went and found another area that I hadn't been to and just kept walking and kept looking. And I'm so glad that I did, because I saw so many things that I'm like, oh man, I would have missed out on that if I had given up when I said I was. So I'm so glad that I didn't. But man, by the end of that day, I was beat. And that looks a little better, doesn't it? It's like more colorful. Oh, I love the flower pots. But it is still pretty dark up here. Gotta add some torches or something. So after the Louvre, I wanted to do the Palace of Versailles, and I never got to do that. Mostly, not to blame anyone, but as I said, I hadn't intended to spend as much time with Guten Pause as I had, And so I had planned in my little itinerary that I had written up to spend a day in Versailles. Basically, you have to. It's outside of Paris, so you have to basically take a train and everything. And because I ended up spending that day shopping with them at Disneyland, I pretty much, that was like the day that I was going to go, and I only have 6 of these, and I'm never going to be able to fill this up, but whatever, just see how it looks. So I don't regret it, but didn't get to do Versailles, which is something that I'd kind of wanted to do, and that is not what I wanted to do. I went to Notre Dame. I walked to Notre Dame from my hotel. My hotel was up by the Opera Garnier? I don't know. The Opera House. And so it was about a half an hour walk, and everybody's like, why didn't you take the metro? And yeah, I could have taken the metro, but there's so many cool things that you can see just by walking. So I'm glad that I kind of walked, because Paris is a pretty interesting looking city, and it's worth walking around it. And it's not as huge as like London or something, so you really can walk everywhere. I mean, I walked from my hotel room to the Luxembourg Gardens, or the Luxembourg Gardens, and to the Louvre. I could have very easily walked to the Eiffel Tower. It was just like another 3 or 4 blocks. To the Arc de Triomphe, all that good stuff. That looks good, except for that window. Well, is it uncentered or not? No, it's not. It's just that this post is... You guys see what the problem here is, right? That post is inside, and that one's not. But if I move that, I can't. So I'm going to have to move this post, I guess. Weird. So Louvre was like the top of my list of things that I wanted to do. And I also wanted to see the catacombs, but apparently they are also closed for like ever. And I wanted to, of course, see the Eiffel Tower, which I got to see with the Mindcrackers. Good had told me to go back at some point and actually go inside the Eiffel Tower and go up on top of it and stuff. And I didn't do that. And I don't really regret not doing that, because, you know what, we need to go back to my... Yeah, we're going to have to go back and harvest some of those dark spruce logs, because I don't have enough dark wood to do this right now. So I guess maybe we might have just enough. But yeah, so I didn't do that, and, you know, that's okay. No, this is not what I wanted to do. So Paris, I had some good times, but mostly I just wanted to not be there. I wanted to be home, or I wanted to be... It's not that I wanted to be home. I like to travel. I just wanted to... I wanted to go have like a break after the convention and not go. And I wanted to not be alone. I wanted to be like hanging out with my friends and, you know, just relaxing and, I don't know, just stress. But I had a really good time. I would like to go back to Paris someday when I'm not quite in the same mental state, and probably not alone. I would like to go with like a friend or a lover, a partner, some sort. I don't know that will ever happen, but theoretically that would be nice. I think if I'd been with a friend, or if I spoke more French, I would have gotten around a lot more and had a little more fun. Oops, be right back. Alright, I'm back, and I've got like a weird glitch. It's like a broken... Oh, there, it went away. But you guys got to see it. But yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, I would like to go back someday, not alone, with a friend or a partner or something, where I'm just not... Where I'm forced... Well, not forced, but just more incentive to go out and stuff. So, it wasn't bad, but it could have been better. I don't regret going. I wish that I could have explored it before Minecon, so that I wasn't like reading about the cool stuff that was happening in London while I was kind of trapped there. But it worked out. And of course, eventually I got to London. I took the Eurostar over, which was a new experience for me. We don't have trains quite like that in America. Although I've been on the Shinkansen in Japan, which is like the bullet train in Japan. I took that from Nagoya to Kyoto, and that was pretty cool. I feel like that went a lot faster. The Eurostar, I don't know if it was just broken or what, but it was like delayed, and then it didn't go as fast as I thought it would, but it went under the water, which was kind of cool. Like went under the tunnel to get to London, to Europe. Had no problems transferring into the. I was a little worried, like being an American taking a train to Paris. You know, I thought that they might give me some trouble getting into Europe or to London, and they didn't. I'd been there before in 2007, so I kind of knew what they were expecting from me, and I was very prepared with like the address of the person that I was staying with and the exact everything, so that they wouldn't think I was gonna like enter and like never leave or something. Which apparently is a problem that they have. I don't know. The only problem I had was that the customs guy was like, he looks at your form and he was like, "Do you have a visa?" When I handed him my dates that I was there for, and I was like, "No, I'm only staying a couple days." And he's like, "When are you leaving?" And I was like, "December 5th?" And he was like, "It says here May 12th. And then we realized, I was like, "Oh, I'm an American. We write our dates differently than you do. Like, we write month, day, month, or month, day, year, and it's day, month, year, I think, for Britain, or, yeah, something like that." And, I mean, the British version makes more sense when you think about it, but that's just how we do it, and so I didn't think about it. So it looked like 12/5/12, and looked to him like May 12th instead of December 5th. So, ha ha ha, that was the event. But yeah, I got to London. My train was slightly delayed because of a fire, apparently, that was on the tunnel. And one of my, I'd been talking to some of my friends that I'd made up, or that I'd made friends with at Minecon, Anariston, and Kinross, and Paige, had decided to go to the London meetup, and Kinross, Anariston and I were going to share, or to split another hotel room. So Kinross had found, does sugarcane work in these things? Kinross had found a room, and no. So since I was running late, he was gonna come and pick me up at King's Cross so that he could I could drop my stuff off, and then we could figure out where we were supposed to go. And since I was running late, he was kind of probably annoyed with me for running late, because he could have been partying with the Mindcrackers instead of waiting at the train station for me. But I'm very grateful that he waited for me, and we got my stuff, and we very quickly ran over to the hotel, checked in, put my stuff in the hotel, and then hurriedly made our way to Waxy O'Connor. And that was an ordeal. We came in probably an hour late, I think, maybe it was. It wasn't terrible, but it was enough that everybody was already there and things were in full swing by the time we arrived. But I had a really cool moment, because like I got there and we descended into the depths. Like, it was like a 3-level area, and we came in through the front instead of the back, where kind of some of the other people were hanging out. And so you just had to keep going down and down and down and down to this. It just kept getting hotter and hotter and hotter, sweatier and gross. And finally start seeing people that I recognized, and I saw like paws across the crowded room, and like, I mean, it was dark and it was full of people, and I was just like pushing my way through, and I was like, "Pause!" And he turned around and he goes, "Fun!" And like immediately walked up and grabbed him to a big hug. It was like, oh, it was like finding friends again. I don't know, like, I had a lot of fun hanging out with everybody, but I feel like Paz and I we bonded. We had like the most, I don't know, like similar humor or something. I feel like I'm kind of like an in-between of Paz and Good. It's like, Good is, even though I'm the same age as Good is like, maybe 6 months older than I am or something, but we're both, I think, the same age. But like, Good is like the mature, responsible-ish adult, and Paz is like the more kind of crazy kid. Well, that looks better. I don't know. I think I should turn that whole line into dark. What do you guys think? Should that be like like a beam, like a dark beam all the way down, or should it just stop there? I feel like it could also use like one more layer of half slabs. So let's try that. I feel like Good is like the mature, more responsible one, despite the fact that he drinks a lot, and that Pause is like the more like the childish kid one who, I don't know, is just a little more carefree and like goofy. And I feel like I'm somewhere in between, where I'm like older and like slightly less like crazy, because you know like Pause was drinking like too much basically every night, and I wasn't. You know, I was a little more I was more held back than that, I guess. Whereas Good was, he knew his limits, whereas Pause kind of knew his limits but didn't listen to them. What am I doing? I'm getting slabs. Don't I have slabs somewhere? No, I do not have slabs. Oh, I have 6 in my inventory. That is not enough, but it's a start. So, but yeah, I definitely feel like I just kind of fit in. I don't know. And Good was happy to see me as well, although not quite as exuberantly as Pause. I guess I will have to spend most of the next episode talking about this, because I've rambled on as much more than I thought I would about my personal time in Paris. But I had a good time in London. It was so good to see everybody. Like, it just felt like coming home. Like, this is where I belong. I was just so happy to like I didn't even like do much. Like, I was just content to just sit on a chair next to Anariston and watch everyone else have like their moments of meeting the guys. I just was glad to be back with my friends, basically, after spending like so long alone in Paris. It was just felt good to know that I was with people again. So I'm gonna finish this up, I guess, and then next episode I will talk about my exploits with Good and Pause in London, because we had a lot of fun and I hung out with them a lot. Obviously, I went back to the London Eye with them, but we hung out outside of that as well a little bit with some of the other fans. Pause is also trying, well, while I was there, both Pause and Good were asking if I was going to go to PAX East, and I was not planning to, but since they've asked, I'm going to try. I don't know if I can afford it. I probably can't, but I may go anyway because I think it would be fun. So we will see if that works. Are any of you guys going? Because I would love to meet some of you guys if you are. Like I said, I will get the winner of the giveaway contest. I will announce that soon. I still have to give away stuff for Minecon. Of course, all my swag from Minecon. People have been asking me what the Mindcrack Manhunt series is, and it's on hold right now. Yeah, that looks better. That's still on hold a little bit. I'm sorry. It's got to be on hold for a little longer. Like I said, I barely have enough time to get on to do this, let alone all the heavy editing that series is going to require, especially since I've got all of the problems with the last episode. I just need to go over and take care of them still. Also, I've been wanting to kind of try a Feed the Beast server for a while, and I've had a couple people volunteer different servers that I could try it on, but haven't done any of them, and just discovered that the VintageBeef server has a Feed the Beast server now, and so I may play on that, and it's pretty cool. Like, they've got the chats linked, so when you log on to the other server, you can still see the server that everybody else, like this server. And just like Mindcrack, this server is completely dead. There's nobody ever on it here anymore, as you can see. I'm the only one here. Of course, I always tend to record late at night when nobody's on, at least late at night California time, but whatever. Feed the Beast, I may play on there. I don't know if I'll make a Let's Play of it, although probably, because that would give me more incentive to record on it. So we'll see. I don't know if anybody needs to see yet another Feed the Beast series, but it could be fun because there would actually be like a bunch of people to play with, because that's where everybody's on right now. So that may happen. As for my Get in Shape series, that, I don't know, like the server apparently has problems. I may have mentioned this, so they're going to probably reset it, reset the entire world. So I don't know, like, I'm indifferent about that. Like, I'm sad to see things go, but I know that a new map setting will probably inspire more people to get on and play again, and start over. So I'm just going to kind of roll with the punches there. But that's part of the reason why that's on side stand built. And because I hate changing jars and everybody's running different 4.1, 4.5, 4.2, so that is part of the reason why I haven't played there as well. We will see. Hopefully, like, Christmas break happens pretty soon and I get some time off of work, so hopefully I can step up my game over that period of time. We will see. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to do some tree harvesting and clean up that house a little bit more, and I will see you guys next time when I hopefully will have some more information to tell you guys about London, and maybe we'll have our first giveaway finally for Minecon swag. I do still have some autographs to give away from, I think, Paws and Badge. Ooh, I've got a secret special badge one to give away. So, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.